Hey, I'm Jay with Gorilla ROI, and this is a walkthrough of the Amazon inventory snapshot, the spreadsheet that my wife and I use to run our seven-figure business. The way we have the spreadsheet set up is that the sales and the inventory, this acts like its own little database where we keep the data, and then it feeds it into the dashboard. So the reason we do this is to keep things very clean and separate. Rather than having all of the data related to, say, the inventory or the sales in one spreadsheet combined, we've separated it out so that you can go straight into the dashboard to get a view and understanding of what you're looking at. Let's start with the back. Let's start with the back end in reverse. In the inventory, the way I like to lay it out is simply with the product information. And so these are just some sample products. These are not our exact products. But what you can do is you can copy and paste from your listings report, the product names, the ASINs, the parent ASINs if you want to do any mappings. And then from your inventory report, you put in the numbers that you get. So for the total inventory that you have, how much is in the warehouse, in the fulfillable, unsellable, and reserved. I also include other information like how much is in working, inbound working, the different inbound stages, just so that I know that if I have, say, something like 1,000 units here, in inbound working, then I know that it's probably going to get into the inventory numbers soon, so I don't have to panic. Whereas if I see that as, say, inbound shipped, then that process is going to take much longer to get into the actual fulfillable stage. Overall, the point is to make sure the fulfillable inventory does not go to zero. You want to make sure that you're keeping tabs at the different stages of the inventory. I also include my sales numbers along with my inventory. Just knowing the inventory alone doesn't help you with your demand forecasting or inventory replenishment. You have to know what your sales figures are in order to know how fast your velocity is, and then you put everything into context. When I use my 7 days, 14 days, and 30 days, I then combine all of this into a 30-day velocity. Once I have my 30-day velocity, the calculation is simply I take the last 7 days, last 14 and last 30, and then I normalize it. So for example, last 7 so 83 divided by 7 will give me the sales per day, and then this 155 divided by 14 will give me the sales per day. And then same thing, 286 divided by 30 will give me the sales per day over a 30-day period, 14-day period, and then a 7-day period. And then I use that as an average to get the 30-day velocity. So in this case, it's 309. So using this number, I can reference it and check it against current inventory of 352. To calculate what my days left is of 34. Now, I don't rely on Amazon's inventory days left because I've been burnt so many times in the past. They only account in a linear fashion. So if you sold like 1 million units in the last 30 days during Prime Day or including Q4 shopping period, and then you have a cyclical product where after those periods in January or February, it just really drops off, Amazon is just going to assume that your sales velocity is linear and it's going to continue that way. And so it's going to recommend that you oversend rather than adjusting for what your normalized period is. So that's why I use a normalized 30-day velocity. Okay, so I have a note here that says that. Once I've got the 30-day or the days left, my actual correct days left, I can then use this number to calculate how much inventory I want to send in based on the number of days I want to keep it at the level of. So if I want 40 days, then this is going to be 422. And so I just need to send in 422 units to make sure that I can stay in stock at this level for the next 40 days based on the current velocity. And so that's how this dashboard, this section works. It's just very systematic. Just work your way through from left to right, from your product information to your inventory, and then it goes to your sales, and then followed by the velocity calculation and restocking amount. Sales is also another one that I just look at within the same spreadsheet. Now, in the inventory, you saw that I have these three, and I have extra ones that I just use for reference and just for testing. But the majority, the three I used is for the normalized values, last 7, 14, and 30 days. But in my sales category or in my sales section, you can see that I have way more different additional sales periods from today, yesterday, same day last week, to last 30, last 3 months, last week, last month, last quarter, etc., etc. And then on this side, the green section shows you the actual revenue of the SKU for the time period. So the same time periods, but these are all dollar periods, revenue amounts. I then feed this information into this dashboard. Now, this is a query formula which you can adjust. If you want to change the columns, you can see that that changed. I'm going to undo it. So it brings it back to the last 30 days. And this way you can adjust this dashboard to what's important for you. And again, this is a sheet that I check every morning with my wife. We run a 7-figure business, and it just makes it so much clearer and easier rather than having to jump back and forth into Amazon, exporting so many different reports, going to like 5 different screens, going to the sales, the orders, the reports, everything else to try and come up with something. So I hope this helps for you and your Amazon business.